Very happy.
That's great.
Hey, thank you.
You're next.
Hey, gossip aficionados. Welcome back to another thrilling dive into the world of political drama and celebrity intrigue. Today, we are turning the spotlight on none other than Arnold Schwarzenegger, the bodybuilder turned movie star turned governor, who has had his fair share of political scandals. From his disavowal of Trump to his liberal-leaning policies, we've got the dirt on why many right-wing Trump conservatives think he's gone too far left. Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride through the three biggest political scandals of Arnold Schwarzenegger's career.
You too.
Thanks, guys.
First up, we have the scandal that earned Arnold Schwarzenegger the nickname, the Green Governor. While serving as the governor of California, Arnold pushed a robust environmental agenda, advocating for strict emissions standards and supporting renewable energy initiatives. Now, you might think, what's wrong with saving the planet? Well, for many right-wing Trump conservatives, Arnold's environmental crusade was nothing but a liberal ploy that betrayed conservative principles of economic freedom and limited government interference.
And of course, this is one of the great cars, Tesla Roadster, an electric car that gets 250 miles.
Schwarzenegger's policies often clashed with the interests of businesses and industries that felt burdened by the increased regulations. His support for the Global Warming Solutions Act of 2006, which aimed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, was seen as a direct attack on California's economy, leading to job losses and increased costs for businesses. Critics argued that his green policies were more about bolstering his public image than addressing environmental issues in a balanced way. The hypocrisy comes into play when you consider Arnold's own lifestyle. Despite his green rhetoric, he was known for owning multiple gas-guzzling Hummers and private jets, which hardly align with the environmental austerity he preached. This double standard infuriated many conservatives, who saw his green agenda as performative rather than genuine. Arnold's actions suggested a do as I say, not as I do mentality that undermined his credibility. Moreover, Arnold's green policies often put him at odds with the federal government, especially under Trump's administration, which prioritized deregulation and economic growth over stringent environmental policies. Schwarzenegger's vocal criticism of Trump's decision to withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement was seen as a betrayal by many conservatives, who supported Trump's America First energy policies. Arnold's stance alienated him from the conservative base that viewed Trump's environmental deregulation as a necessary move to boost the economy. In conclusion, Arnold Schwarzenegger's environmental policies and the hypocrisy surrounding them remain a major scandal in his political career. His green agenda, seen as liberal and out of touch with conservative economic principles, coupled with his personal lifestyle choices, painted him as a politician more interested in his public image than in genuine policy solutions. This scandal left many right-wing Trump conservatives feeling betrayed by a figure they once admired. Next, let's dive into the scandal that shook Arnold Schwarzenegger's gubernatorial campaign and cast a long shadow over his political career: the groping allegations. In the final days leading up to the 2003 California recall election, multiple women came forward accusing Schwarzenegger of groping and inappropriate behavior. These allegations, spanning several decades, created a media firestorm and put his campaign in jeopardy. For right-wing Trump conservatives, the timing and nature of these allegations were particularly damaging. Schwarzenegger, who was already walking a fine line with his moderate stances, faced a credibility crisis. His opponents used the scandal to question his character and suitability for public office, painting him as a typical Hollywood hypocrite who preached family values while engaging in morally reprehensible behavior behind closed doors. Arnold's response to the allegations was also problematic. Initially dismissing them as politically motivated smears, he later issued a vague apology, saying he had behaved badly, but never fully addressing the specifics of the accusations. This half-hearted mea culpa did little to assuage the concerns of conservatives, who expected more accountability and transparency from their leaders. The scandal underscored a perceived disconnect between Arnold's public persona and his private actions. The political fallout from the scandal was significant. While Schwarzenegger managed to win the recall election and become governor, the allegations continued to haunt his administration. They were a constant reminder of his past indiscretions and a source of skepticism about his commitment to conservative values. This scandal reinforced the view among many Trump supporters that Arnold was not a true conservative, but a Hollywood liberal in disguise, more concerned with maintaining his celebrity status than upholding the moral standards expected of a Republican leader. Moreover, Schwarzenegger's later disavowal of Trump only added to the sense of betrayal.
Big movie star, Arnold Schwarzenegger, to take my place. And we know how that turned out.
By distancing himself from Trump, especially in light of the Access Hollywood tape scandal where Trump faced similar allegations, Arnold's actions appeared hypocritical. Many Trump conservatives saw this as a calculated move to align with liberal Hollywood and the mainstream media, further alienating him from the base that once supported him. In summary, the groping allegations against Arnold Schwarzenegger were a major scandal that revealed his moral failings and questioned his suitability for public office. His inadequate response and the subsequent political fallout damaged his credibility among conservatives, reinforcing the perception that he was more aligned with liberal Hollywood than with conservative values.
Take a look.
Wednesday was the day of broken glass.
Finally, we turn to the scandal that has perhaps most defined Arnold Schwarzenegger's fall from grace among right-wing Trump conservatives: his outspoken disavowal of Donald Trump and departure from core Republican ideals. Schwarzenegger's increasingly liberal positions and public criticisms of Trump have made him a polarizing figure within the Republican Party, highlighting a deep ideological rift.
Jewish stores.
Schwarzenegger's disdain for Trump became evident during the 2016 presidential election. He publicly announced that he would not be voting for the Republican candidate, breaking with party lines and setting a precedent for other moderate Republicans. This move was seen as a direct betrayal by Trump supporters who valued party unity and loyalty. Arnold's refusal to support Trump was interpreted as a sign that he was more interested in appeasing the liberal elite than standing by his party's nominee. The tension escalated when Schwarzenegger took over as host of The Celebrity Apprentice, a role formerly held by Trump. The ratings for the show plummeted, leading Trump to mock Schwarzenegger's performance on Twitter. Instead of handling the criticism privately, Arnold engaged in a public spat with Trump, further distancing himself from the Republican base. His willingness to feud with the sitting president of his own party only reinforced the belief that Schwarzenegger was out of touch with conservative values. Schwarzenegger's criticism of Trump's policies, particularly on immigration and climate change, further alienated him from the conservative base. His vocal support for the Paris Climate Agreement and his condemnation of Trump's immigration policies was seen as endorsements of liberal ideologies. For many Trump conservatives, Arnold's positions on these issues confirmed their suspicions that he had abandoned Republican principles in favor of a more left-leaning agenda. The final straw for many was Schwarzenegger's call for unity and civility in politics, which, while noble in theory, came across as naive and out of step with the combative political climate fostered by Trump's presidency. His calls for bipartisanship and compromise were viewed as a betrayal of the assertive, no-nonsense approach that had come to define Trump's leadership style. To Trump supporters, Arnold's pleas for civility were a thinly veiled critique of Trump's methods and a capitulation to liberal sensibilities. In conclusion, Arnold Schwarzenegger's disavowal of Donald Trump and departure from core Republican ideals have marked a significant scandal in his political career. His public criticisms of Trump, liberal policy positions, and calls for bipartisanship have alienated him from the conservative base that once supported him. For right-wing Trump conservatives, Arnold's actions have revealed him to be more aligned with liberal Hollywood than with the values and principles of the Republican Party. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, as I will continue posting only the best celebrity and K-pop content. This was Watch Wave, and until next time, have a good one.